Hi, my name is Hannah Fry, and I'm the Director of Sales. I'm here to help you guys discuss new sales channels for your company. But before I discuss that, I want to talk about a few things first. So, I understand for a while your business was coming through the store We Are Us, which has since then recently um, closed down all 1,800 stores, which is a big loss in profit for you guys. However, I am going to advise some methods for you guys to get back on track. One of the first things I want to talk about is the importance of the selling function in marketing. So, the selling function is basically determining your client's wants and needs through a more personal communication. So, I really want us to be focusing on getting our customers and helping them understand which products are what and what is more fitting for them to really help that they are more satisfied, because this will definitely impact future future business decisions. I made two little charts, and the first one is what your revenue is going to look like without that personal communication. And then the second one is showing what the revenue will look like with more of that personal communication. As you can see, having the selling function incorporated definitely helps raise your profits, which is your overall revenue. The next thing I want to talk about is when we are focusing on where we want our product to be located, the target market is an important factor to take into consideration. So in this case, we are breaking down the market segments into one based on characteristics that are the most profitable segment. So, for example, your product is a doll. Now, that may make you automatically think that your product or your target market, is children, maybe a little girl. However, you would be wrong. So, a way we can break this up to make it more understanding is by consumer and customer. So, for example, I use a mother and daughter. The daughter is the consumer because that is who is going to be using your product. However, the mother is the customer because she is the one who's going to be purchasing the product. And since you can't really read it, I will tell you the little persona I made. So this is going to be an example of who your average target market would be. A 30-year-old woman who has a typical makes around $70,000 per year, lives in the suburbs, more of an urban type, and maybe drives a minivan. Tends to spoil their kids a lot and values family and self-efficiency. So that's just an example of a persona who might be more around your target market. Now I want to discuss the importance of channels of distribution. This is where we focus on the delivery of goods and services to a customer. The channel of distribution can determine the customer's happiness and based on the provision of services, which is very important for your brand. In fact, I did draw out a little chart to show you the order in which the channels of distribution will probably work for you guys. And that is, it starts with the producer and then it works to its agent, which eventually will go to its wholesaler, then the retailer, and then the consumer, or in this case, more likely the customer, which is similar, but so that is just the channels of distribution can be really important, especially based on who your target market is. Now I want to analyze both of the channels that you're considering. So let's start with the grocery store. I made a little pros and cons. It's a lot to read, so I'll just discuss it with you. But some pros to the grocery store is that your target market most likely guaranteed goes there. Everyone needs to go to the grocery store to get their groceries. And based on your target market, they're usually the people in the family who are typically going to be going there the most often. So it is likely that they could come across the doll. And however, or actually to add on to the pros, a great thing for them is that the moms won't have to make 2 trips to go to the grocery store and then to go to a retail store looking for maybe a present for their kid or something like that. It's definitely a great pro. Some of the cons is that in a grocery store, you have very limited shelf room for your product, which means you're only going to be able to probably sell the doll and not include extra accessories or little houses or vehicles for the dolls that children really love to have too. Another con is typically in grocery stores, people don't just wander aisle to aisle. They usually go for what they're exactly looking for. So for example, if they're looking for going to get the meal they need or the food they need to make the meal that night, they're most likely going to go exactly to those aisles and not come across your product. And also, in general, the grocery store is a food place. It's where there's going to be the majority of the things are going to be food products rather than toys for kids. Now, I want to also discuss the department store. Some of the pros is people do often wander in department stores, so coming across your product is more likely. There is lots of rooms, so you can have all the accessories and the extra features that your dolls have included with them. And there is a wide variety of goods, so your product fits in there. However, some cons is there's much more competition and there is a lower profit margin. And it's also kind of impersonal. I think in department stores you might be lacking that personal communication a little bit, which I did discuss can be an important factor to selling function. Now that I have gone through everything, I hope I've helped you guys give a little bit of ideas on your new sales channels. They both will benefit your business. I overall do think you would be better off using the department stores, but also having your product in grocery stores can help raise your profit as well. I did incorporate my business card, and my number is at the bottom if you have any questions for me. And thank you so much for your time.